कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोक भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Dear devotees, you are welcome for the Bhakti Vaibhav study of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Recording in progress.
6th canto with VIHE. We are discussing, we have finished the 2nd chapter of the 6th canto and now we are in chapter 3. Till some more our colleague join. Chapter 2, between verse 1 and 19, there are 2 question and question bank. First question is, how had Ajamil's chanting already acted to purify him from all his sinful actions? So this is the first question. How Ajamil's chanting, even before when he was chanting dying, has actually purify him from all his sinful actions. Yes. What is the answer?
Because he chanted without offense, he became eligible for liberation.
Yeah, this can be the final word in the sentence.
And even by chanting once the name of Hari, we're able to counteract more sins than we can ever commit.
There is a principle, but in case of Ajamil, how we start? We should start because of his previous Brahmanical culture. He was inspired by Supreme Lord to name his son Narayan, and because he was chanting Narayan as the name of his son, but Narayan is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. And since he was not chanting this Narayan to nullify his offenses, therefore this chanting of Narayan in the home of his own son has actually nullified all the sins, and he started his offenseless chanting and his bhakti arose. And at the last moment he chanted, that is called Sanketyam. So chanting of the Ajamil was Nam Abhas, but it was offenseless. So in this way you have to make at least some statement to make these things more actually the answer is because he chanted the name of his son and at his home even before dying, and his all sons are nullified, and then his and the offenseless is the most important word to be used. Next question is, write down three reasons why the chanting of Lord's name is superior to ritualistic atonement. 1, 2, 3. Chanting of the holy name is superior to ritualistic atonement.
It destroys all the roots of the sins.
So one is it destroy the root of the sin, that is material desires and ignorance. Yes. This one is the most important.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
It promotes one to the stage of loving service to the Lord, while ritualistic activities cannot do that.
So the word in our purpose, you can pick up that by chanting the devotion will start, which is not possible by ritualistic activities.
Yes.
Okay. And
It can be performed at any place and any time.
well, that's also, I mean, common sense answer is very good, but it's not in any purport. It's good that ritualistic you have to do at a proper place, proper time, but then chanting can be done at any place. And but I mean, the answer is correct, but it's not in the list which is within our book. This is a good one.
It awakens our devotional service.
That is what our friend already said.
Okay.
Neelamani. Very good word is there in one verse. We have now 12. Very good word is there. It attracts the attention of Supreme Lord. It attracts the attraction of the Supreme Lord. And Lord thinks, oh, he's chanting my name, I should deliver him. So this is the third one. It attracts the attention of the Lord. Okay? So these are, you have this question back?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you complete this, and if there is something more or we have to discuss, you can tell me. Now the next rest of the chapter, there are 3 more questions. Explain the relationship between freedom from sin and ability to glorify the Lord. The relation between the freedom from sin and glorifying the Lord. You have to start with the Bhagavad Gita verse, chapter. Yes, we have to start with this verse. Because this is the verse quoted in the purport that until unless one is free from the sinful activities of this life and last life, you will not actually take to the devotional service. And how the sinful activities are eradicated? In case of Ajamil, by chanting holy name.
Yeah.
So relationship between the uh, glorification of Lord and freedom from sin. So sinful people cannot chant the holy name or can glorify the Supreme Lord. Sinful people cannot do that.
But you said unless one is free from sinful activities of this and past lives?
That's what the verse says. Ye antagatam papam jananam punya karamnam.
I mean, I'm just thinking, how can we become free from sinful activities of past lives and
This is
sinful reactions? You're
yeah,
saying
I
we're
think
nullified sinful
I think
reactions, right?
you know this. Only you have to go back to the nectar of devotion. Bhakti destroy the prarabdha, aprarabdha, kut, bij, all the karmas.
Yeah, okay.
It is by the power of the bhakti, all the previous lives, prarabdha, aprarabdha, kut, bij, everything is destroyed. No other process can do that.
Because really, one has to be free from all the sinful reactions, right?
That's what actually in a klesha, Gani, in a sadhan bhakti, stage of sadhan bhakti, this is the result. And the neharam eva bhaskara. When the sun rises, all the fog disappears. No trace is left. This is the example given. And also when there is a forest fire, all the snakes and everybody disappears. They are killed and everybody flee away from there. These are the few examples of nectar of devotion. So I think we have to immediately refer to the particular purport. Exactly what I am saying now is just a common answer, but you take little time and find out the exact purport where Srila Prabhupada is quoted 2 times. This is in 2 times I think quoted. So find out exactly in which verse this is quoted. Okay, and the next question is explain lamentations purpose in Krishna consciousness. This is also Srila Prabhupada's in 2 purpose, at least minimum 2 purpose he said atonement, as Ajamil was repenting. This repentance and lamentation, when somebody is actually repenting and lamenting, then his devotion starts. Then he is his process of devotion starts, because that is the beginning. This is one of the purpose is like that. And Srila Prabhupada in our Krishna conscious movement, we know in previous life how the devotees have their, say, bad habits, but now they have a good chance given, so they must always remember and repent for that. So these are also 2 purposes we have to find exactly. And the second question is also, again, we have to refer to these 2 purposes where the word determination is in. Explain the determination's purpose in becoming Krishna consciousness. Ajamil was determined that, I am saved by simply chanting the name of sun. So what if I really chant the holy name of Narayan? So he just gave up everything and went to the Haridwar. So his determination. Similarly, the Krishna conscious devotee, they should be determined that in this life we have to achieve the Krishna Prem. We must be determined to the process of devotional service with full enthusiasm and all the this the two verses has determination word also. So you mark those verses and exactly, and that will be better to answer this question, right? Now I think chapter 3 we are starting. What confusion did the appearance of the Vishnu Duta cause the Yam Duta? This is the question from chapter 3. What is the confusion of the Yamaduta? We have become 14.
They started to doubt their master and their own ability to serve.
They are doubtful that how many masters are there. It means Yamaraj is not the ultimate authority. There must be some ultimate authority. Otherwise, how first time they have this experience that somebody else has nullified the order of Yamaraj. So when they saw Vishnu Duta, they say there must be some other powerful person. Or something else? Anybody want to say?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
They also said something on the level of there must be different judges because there's so many different types of karmis.
Right.
But above these judges, there is a supreme ruler.
Right.
That's what
And there must be one rule. Even there may be many judges, no problem, but there should be one same rule which everybody should follow. Right? And then Srila personally, Prabhupada says, we see some people for same case, he lose the case in lower court and wins the case in upper court. It means there's no one judge, but this may happen in this world, but in a Supreme Lord's court, there's nothing like that. So the three, four things we have to select from the Yamduta's statements. That what was the when they saw Vishnu Duta, what are their doubts? Okay, now we are starting our second section of the third chapter, Yamaraj's instruction to Yamadutas, or this section can be said like one of the Mahajan's teaching of Dharmaraj. Yamaraj, Mahajan's teaching in Bhagavatam. These are the teaching of the Mahajan. So the section from verse number 11 to 21, we have finished yesterday verse 10, right? Right?
Yes.
So we are starting from verse 11 onward. So verse 11 to 21, Yamaraj explained the position of Supreme Controller, the devotees, which means Vishnu Duta, and Bhagavat Dharma. So three things in this section Yamaraj is explaining to the Yamadutas. So verse number 11 is Sukdev Goswami speaking. What Sukdev Goswami is speaking is, what is the reaction of Yamaraj to the doubts of Yamadutas? Sri Badrayani Uvacha iti devasa aprishta. Iti, in this way, Deva means Dharmaraj, Yamaraj. Sa aprishta, aprishta means question asked. Praja Sanyamano Yamaha. Praja Sanyamano Yamaha. Yamaraj, who is administrating the sinful people, citizens. Prita Swadutam Pratyaha. Prita, he was actually happy. Swaduta, Jamduta, his own followers. Pratyaha, ready to reply. Somram Padam Bhujam Harihi, he was just remembering the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. Why? Because they reminded him of Narayan, because they said the word Narayan. So this is, here is the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Sri Sukdev Goswami said, thus having been questioned Lord Yamaraj, the supreme controller of the living entities, was very pleased with his order carriers because of hearing from them the holy name of Narayan. He remembered the lotus feet of the Lord and began to reply. Now Srila Prabhupada writes, Srila Yamaraj, the supreme controller of living entities, in terms of their pious and impious activities, was very pleased with his servant because they had chanted the holy name of Narayan in his dominion. Yamaraj has to deal with men who are all sinful and who can hardly understand Narayan. Consequently, when his ard carrier uttered the name of Narayan, he was extremely pleased, for he also is a Vaishnava. So, nobody chant holy name in hellish planets or in therefore it says, in hell there is so much suffering, nobody remembers Supreme Lord. In heaven there is so much enjoyment, nobody remembers Lord. It is only on the earth that we have mixture of both. Therefore it is possible to chant holy name. So Chakravarti Pad writes, just by hearing the name of Narayan from his servant, he was pleased and began to remember the Lord. So this is a sign of a Vaishnava. Therefore Prabhupada says Yamaraj is a Vaishnava. Now Yamaraj is speaking. Yama vacha paro madanyo jagatas tastuchascha. Paro means higher than me, superior to me. Mad anyo. Mad means me. Paro mad anyo, and many other demigods. Jagata, those who are moving. Tastuchascha, those who are non-moving. Otam protam patvad yatra vishwam. Otam protam, this word is like the horizontal and vertical thread in the cloth. In a woven cloth, the horizontal and vertical thread, that's called Otaprot. And based on this word Otaprot, we have one subject matter of Bhagavatam. Which one? Of the 10 subject matter of Bhagavatam, there is one subject matter which is based on these words.
Ashraya?
Ashraya cannot be Uttam Protam. Ashraya is 10th a subject on which the all 9 are dependent. Count the all 10, one will come.
Uti, right? Uti.
Uti. Uti atha manvantar sadvasna. So word Uti means how the cloth is woven by horizontal and vertical threads. Here, this whole world, ultimately this whole world is nothing but, what is the meaning of Otam Protam? In one of the purport, Prabhupada quotes Madhvacharya, Otam Protam means cause of all causes. Cause of all causes. Horizontally, vertically, wherever you go in this material world, it is the Supreme Lord. Yad ansato means of that Lord there is a one ansa means one expansion. Asya sthiti means one who maintain, janma who create, and nas who annihilate. It means expansion of that Supreme Lord who is vertically and horizontally in this world, or the creator of this world is having 3 forms, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. The Sthiti is Vishnu, Janm is Brahma, Nas is Shankar. They are the expansion of that person. Nasya otavada yasya vashe saloka. And everybody is under his control. So Yamaraj immediately, He says, I am not the ultimate control. There is one controller who is even above Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So he is clearing the doubt quickly. Is it okay? So Srila Prabhupada's translation. Yamaraj said, my dear servants, you have accepted me as the supreme, but factually I am not. This is very nice, straightforward answer. Any such answer already you have somewhere studied in the Bhagavatam?
In the second
Lord
canto.
Brahma.
Yeah, second canto, Brahma said same thing to Narad, that I am not supreme.
Narad.
Right? So therefore, these two examples are very good example. When the creator of this universe is not saying I am the supreme, how come those who are created by him claim to be the supreme Lord and call themselves Bhagavan? This is foolishness, right? The one who judges the pious and sinful activities of everybody and is a controller of everybody, Yamaraj, he is saying, I am not the supreme controller. And the fools say we are the controller, so we are the Lord. This is a foolishness, basically. Anybody who claims that I am God is definitely a cheater, Prabhupada's language. So above me and above all the other demigods, including Indra and Chandra, is one supreme master and controller. The partial manifestation of his personality are Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, who are in charge of creation, maintenance and annihilation of this universe. He is like the two threads that form the length and breadth of the woven cloth. The entire world is controlled by him, just as the bull is controlled by the rope in the nose. So the last word, Vase cha loka. And Otavata Nasi. Nasi means nose. Nasi means nose. Anywhere, somewhere we have same word like nose, Nasi. अथकेन प्रयोक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पुरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वारश्रणेय बलादेव नियोजितः. This verse of Bhagavad Gita, in which Arjuna is asking question, how can somebody is performing sinful activities without his desire, as if in his nose there somebody has put the rope and pulling him like a bull. No bull want to till the field or pull the cart, he is forced to do that. So that same word is there. I'm saying there are a couple places we can see the same word. I think same word Brahma has told to the Narad, that we all are controlled by the bull, by the nose, right? In second canto, the same words are there. Okay.
Prabhuji, why Srila Prabhupada, like I said, above all and above all, including Indra and Chandra, why Indra and Chandra are so prominent?
I mean, this is exactly, Indra is he's an administrative demigod.
And then Chandra?
Chandra is, I think this, it's a very common, famous word, so it is coming, Prabhupada, including all demigods, including Indra and Chandra.
I see.
We can say Chandra is more important in one sense, that everybody is going to the moon, and so Prabhupada said he is also under control of somebody. Or also Chandra, there's a whole dynasty coming from the Chandra. So he's like a famous among the other demigods. And also I think Chandra, sometimes Prabhupada said Indra, Chandra, Varuna. I mean, it's just some names of the demigods he utters.
Yes.
Yeah, Indra is important because he is the administrative demigod. Because Indra is selected in each Brahma's day, in each Manu's day. So post of the Indra is changed in every Manvantar.
Then the Chandra also changes, right?
Chandra changes. I doubt regularly in every Manvantar there is no change of Chandra as far as I don't know much, but I think that other demigods are only the things to change in the Manvantar is 7 rishis are changed and Indra is changed.
I thought, Prabhuji, that every Manu that when comes appoints the 33 crore devatas when Manu takes up the position.
So when say Manvantar, in Manvantar there is a one incarnation of Supreme Lord that is called Manvantar Avatar. He selects some person as a Manu, as a president of this planet. Then he select one person as a Indra to be the administrative demigod. Then he select the 7 rishis to guide the whole religious rules and regulation. But all demigods have changed. I think I am not very sure about that.
I will just find out if I
Okay.
if I have read it like that. I'll forward it.
Generally speaking, the principal demigods, they have their spiritual form in the spiritual world also. When we see sometime the picture of the Narayan lying down on the Shesh bed, Lakshmi is sitting at the feet, and then we see Shankar is there, Brahma is there, Narad is there, other demigods are there. So there is a spiritual counterpart of these demigods in the spiritual world. Therefore, when Brahma was born, Saraswati gave him the mantra to chant. So Saraswati was already there, not created by Brahma. The Shuddha Saraswati was there. She gave 18 syllabus mantra to Brahma to chant for 100 celestial years. This is we have done in the 2nd canto, 3rd canto.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So as far as my general discussion we have is that these are the changes made by the Manvantar avatar, and each Manu also established some swadharma, some specific dharma during his administration.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice.
So 33 crore devatas, like each devata may have 100 under him, but basically there are 33 and then they become 33 crore, koti.
Oh.
Yeah. Like there are Radharani is one, and then 8 principal Sakhis, and each Sakhis has more 10, and they have more 10, and this is there are millions gopis are there, but they are under the jurisdiction of those main principal. So this purport of this verse, Srila Prabhupada writes, the honor carriers of the Yamraj suspected that there was a ruler even above Yamraj. Now, this is the answer to the question we were discussing, What was the doubt of the Yamduta? There's a more intelligent answer is you can quote that in the verse number this, in purport, first line Prabhupada writes, Yamadutas, they suspected the ruler even above Yamraj. So it means you are referring to the book, right? We can have a general knowledge answer that will be there, but this is the specific answer. Many things can be added into that. Ajay, you were there, we were discussing the question bank. No, I think some devotees joined a little late, whatever reason may be. Now we are 16, there's yesterday. So we discussed the question back question, and one of the question is, what was the doubt of the Yamdutas? Now Srila Prabhupada writes, Yamraj is in charge of some of the moving living entities, not non-moving, and namely human beings, but animals who also move are not under control of Yamraj. Only human beings have a consciousness of right and wrong, and among them only those who perform sinful activities come under the control of Yamraj. Therefore, although Yamraj is a controller, he is only a departmental controller of few living entities. There are other demigods who control many other departments. Like those who want to go to the heaven, then the Indra is in charge there. But above them all is the one supreme controller, Krishna. Then Srila Prabhupada called Ishwar Param Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. And then others are the others who control their own department in the affairs of the universe are insignificant in comparison to Krishna. The supreme controller. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mat Patram Na Kinchid Asti Dhananjaya. Therefore, Yamraj immediately cleared away the doubt of his assistants. See, this is actually the purport from where the question is asked, right? Okay. By confirming that there is a supreme controller of all others, Srila Madhvacharya explained that the word Otam Protam referred to the cause of all causes. The Supreme Lord is the both vertical and horizontal to the cosmic manifestation. This is confirmed in the following verse from the Skanda Purana. Yatha Kantha. Kantha means the quilt, what is called, some chadar. Yada Kantha Pattaha. Patta means cloth. Shutrautaha means thread. Protacha sa, it means the horizontal. Istitvatyam Vishnva idam Vishwam Otam Protam cha Sanksitam. Vishnu is that. Like the two thread horizontal vertical of which the quilt is manufactured, Lord Vishnu is situated as the vertical and horizontal cause of the whole cosmic manifestation. Chakravarti Pad writes, Chakravarti Pad is saying, Yamraj is telling to his servants, oh you great offenders, what nonsense you are speaking. Hear the truth. There is a controller superior to me. Though you think I am the controller, he is superior to all the devatas as well. I am the Lord only of those who moving beings who commit sin. But I am his servant. He is the Lord of all of us. Who is he? Within him. Who is he, if they ask? Within him exists the universe like the cloth with a thread woven lengthwise and crosswise. From his expansion, Vishnu, Shiva and Brahma arise, creation, maintenance and destruction. All exist under the control like the bull with a rope in his nose. The verse number 13. Yo nambhi vachi janma nijyam. Yo nambhi vachi. This word vachi is Veda. So now question is, how he control like a bull with a rope in the nose? To answer this question, he said that Supreme Lord through Nambhi. Nambhi means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are the Varna. Vachi means the instruction of the Vedas. Janma Nijayam. It means the Janma Nijayam, Srila Prabhupada. All people which has emanated from himself, means created by him. Bandhanati tantriyam eva dama bhigaha. This is same thing is coming, rope in the nose. Everybody is controlled like the bulls by a nose. It means what is the rope now? Rope is the Vedic instruction. And who are the bulls? Bulls are actually like all living entities in the 4 Varna and ashram. They have to follow the rules and regulation of the Vedas, which is given by the Supreme Lord. Yasmai balim cha. Therefore, they have to offer. Balim means they have to offer some token of here power. Small presentation of texts, Prabhupada writes. Balim means small presentation of. They must offer something to the Supreme Lord. This is like dakshana. The balim, it means you sacrifice something. We have to sacrifice to offer him. Ime nama karmaha nibandha baddhas chakitta vahanti. Just as the driver of the bullock cart ties the rope through the nostril of the bulls to control them, similarly, Supreme Lord is like a master of the driver of the bullock cart. Binds the all men, they are like bulls, through the rope of his words in the Veda, which set forth the names and activities of the distinct order of the human society: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Sannyasi, Vanprastha, Grastha. In fear, the member of these order worship the Supreme Lord by offering him presentation according to their respective activities. Srila Prabhupada writes, in this material world, everyone is conditioned, regardless of who he is. One may be human being, a demigod, or an animal, tree, or a plant. But everything is controlled by the laws of nature, and behind this natural control is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Maya dekshena prakriti suyate characharam hetu nane konte jagat viprivartate. There's one picture in old Bhagavad Gita, you remember? There's one lady which has so many threads by which all the human beings are controlled, and she is controlled by the Supreme Lord Krishna. In old Bhagavad Gitas, there was one picture. Anybody remember that picture? Maya
modes of material nature.
Yeah, they say modes of material nature control the living entities, and that is under the control of Supreme Lord. Old, very old picture. So this is what Prabhupada has written like that. Now, thus Krishna is behind the natural machine which works under his control. From where these words Prabhupada has taken. Thus Krishna is behind the machine which works under his control.
This is Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, right?
Yantra Rudhani Maya.
Yeah.
Yantra means machine, right? So when Prabhupada is writing, he has something, in coming in his, so he's put the word here. Apart from other living entities, the living beings in the human form of body is systematically controlled by the Vedic injunctions in the terms of division of the Varna and Ashram. The human being is expected to follow the rules and regulation of Varna Ashram. Otherwise, he cannot escape the punishment by Yamraj. The point is that every human being is expected to elevate himself to the position of Brahman. See, this is something Prabhupada is saying which is quite... I'm reading it again. The point is that every human being is expected to elevate himself to the position of Brahman, most intelligent person. And then one must transcend that position to become a Vaishnava. How can you translate this this line.
So Vaishnava is higher than a Brahmana.
That is there, but how can we practically explain this line?
One should always become Brahman Dikshit.
Not exactly.
When we move from the Vedic Dharma to Bhagavad Dharma.
That is also, it's like from Brahman to Vaishnava as you're going from the Vedic Dharma to Brahma Dharma. That's also right. But when I'm looking for some other answer.
Expected it. So, yeah. Another question I had, I'm sorry to ask a question here, is that, we say that Striya Vaishyatata Sudra, Tebi Anti Parangati, that from any Varna, one can go become good Krishna. So,
Yes.
and then the Krishna says, you just do Bhayavaha Paradharma,
This will come down in this purport below.
I see, okay.
What I am looking is that they should elevate themselves to the mode of goodness. Here Brahman means coming back to mode of goodness. Usually people are under the influence of base mode, Prabhupada called base mode of ignorance and passion. So they should come to the mode of goodness. Prabhupada said, I have established this ISKCON movement to make proper people Brahman, to bring them to the goodness. He said, I made this movement to make people happy. Then he said, how I can make them happy? To bring them to goodness. When they come to the goodness, they become happy because Sato Sanjayate Jnanam Sukha. Then he will be happy. So the movement is geared to make people to come to mode of goodness. They may be working as a businessman. They may be working as an administrator. They may be working as workers, but they should come to the mode of goodness. This was Devi Varna Ashram mood. And when they transcend that Varna Ashram, then they are called Vaishnava. Vaishnava is beyond three modes of material nature. That's what I am looking at. This human society should come to the mode of goodness, and few those who are really intelligent, they should go beyond three modes of material nature and become Vaishnava. I mean, generally we need good people in the society. At least they must have a good behavior, get up early in the morning, take bath every day. That is what actually Brahman means here. It's not that everybody will be Brahman, then how the whole society will work. Okay, we are going further. We may get some other insight Prabhupada gave us. This is the perfection of life. So only few will go to the perfection of life. When Prabhupada is writing this, what is in his mind, I don't know. But when he is writing, this is perfection of life, then only I can see Manusharanam Sahasreshu Kastid Yatati Siddhe Yattam Pisidhanam Kastan Mamveti Tattvata. Out of many, only few become Brahman. And out of the many Brahman, only few become Vaishnavas. There's a one way to look at it. He said, the point is,
anybody, like we are saying that people, you can be in any ashram.
Yes.
You can go back to Krishna.
Yes.
So why you have to go to Brahmana? You can be,
No, not go, not become Brahman. Come to the mode of goodness. You may be businessman.
Sudra is defined by less goodness, right?
No, that is the classification. But what in our society we are saying, we have also in our temple, they clean the temple. They cook for the devotees. So in one way, what the service they are doing is a service. But they have to come for Mangal Arati. They have to chant every day. They have to get, so they must have, even if they are cook or cleaner, they must be in mode of goodness. That the mood is that cleanliness is second to godliness. So they should come to the stage of goodness. That's what Prabhupada's mood is.
I see.
The division of the Varna and Ashram are necessary to ensure the proper execution of duties and peaceful existence of the for everyone. But everyone is directed to worship the Supreme Lord. This is the main point. Who is all pervading. Yen sarvam idam tatam. Supreme Lord exists vertically and horizontally, otam protam. And therefore, if one follows the Vedic injunction by worshipping the Supreme Lord according to one's ability, it means according to his varna, his life will be perfect, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Attah pumbhi dveja sreshtah varna ashram vibhagasha swanushthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir harirtoshanam. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that highest perfection one can achieve by discharging his prescribed duties, whichever one he is, according to the caste division and order of the life. Caste division means Brahman, Kshatri, and order of the life like Brahmachari and Sannyasi are one person, is to please the Lord Hari. The Varna Ashram institution offers the perfect process for making one eligible to return back home, back to Godhead, because the aim of every Varna and Ashram is to please the Supreme Lord. One can please the Lord under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. And if one does so, his life is perfect.
So, Prabhuji, one more question.
Yes.
So, even somebody is Sudra,
Yes.
this persons can, like I'm just thinking here while talking. So, everybody can have or should have a spiritual master, even though one is a Sudra.
Almost, I would say, mostly in our society, the people are coming from different walks of life, and more in early days, most were less than Shudra.
Yeah. Right.
This is some people come in Vrindavan, they say we go to all Vrindavan temples, everywhere the pujaris are born Brahman. But only ISKCON temple is there when we can see the black Negro doing the worship and the Bengali doing worship and any caste and creed is doing worship. That's what Prabhupada made everybody Brahman. There's only one temple in which the people who worship are from different countries, from different Varna and from different backgrounds, but because they are initiated by bona fide spiritual master, they are doing this service. Now your answer, doctor, may be applicable that if they take initiation, maybe not Brahmanical initiation or any initiation, then from any one they are eligible to be they can satisfy the Supreme Lord and get their life perfected. Yeah. The Supreme Lord is worshipable and everyone worship him directly or indirectly. Now directly means by devotional service, indirectly means through Vedic system. Those who worship him directly get the result of liberation quickly, whereas the liberation of those who serve him indirectly is delayed. Indirectly means serving is Maya basically. There are only two services you have to render, either to the Supreme Lord or to the Maya. But it's not clear what is direct and what is indirect. Indirect may be demigod worship. You can have a different angles to look at this sentence. The word Nam, Bhir, Vachi are very important. In Varna Ashram institution, there are different names: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyasi. The Vak or Vedic injection give direction for all these divisions. Everyone is expected to offer obeisance to the Supreme Lord and perform duties as indicated in the Vedas. So for all these Varna and Ashrama, in Bhagavad Gita there are few lines about each Varna and Ashram, but in 7th canto of Bhagavatam, the last 5 chapters deal with all Varna and Ashram duties. The small canto 7th will come, which has 15 chapters. 5 chapters deal with the demonic nature, 5 chapters deal with divine nature, and 5 chapters deal with the human varnashram characteristics. So this verse elaborate Vachi refer to Veda. All people are bound by the chain of the names such as Brahman and actions such as sacrifice. Verse 14 to 16, no one can understand him. Means Supreme Lord who control everybody. Okay. Now Dharamraj is continuing. Aham Mahendro Niriti Pracheta Somo Agni Isha Pavano Vranchi Aditya Vishve Vasvo Athasadhya Mardagana Rudragana Sasiddha Anya Chaye Vishwasrjo Amresha Bragvadya Sprashta Rajastamasaka Yasya hitam na vidoh sprashta maya Sattva pradhana pikim tato anya. Aham means I, Dharamraj. Mahendro means Indra. Niriti means the Lord of Death. Prachetas. Somo is moon god. Agni, fire god. Isha. This Isha must be Lord Shiva. Isha, Lord Shiva, yes. Lord Shiva. Pavano, the air. Vranchi is Brahma. Aditya. There are 12 Aditya, and generally Aditya here Srila Prabhupada translates Aditya, sun. Out of the 12, Aditya is sun. Vishwa and Vasvo. So these are the 8 Vasus, and Vishve, Vishwa, Vasu. And Vasva, the 8 Vasus. Athasadhya, Marudgana, 49 Marudgana. Rudragana, 11 Rudra. Sasiddha and the Siddha. Anyat and others. Vishwasirjo, those who are helping in the Srishti of the universe. Amresha, Amar Isha, demigods like Brahaspati. Amar Isha, Amarapuri is the name of the Indra's capital. Amarapuri. Amar Isha means the controller of the Amarapuri. So actually Amar Ish is Indra, and the Brahaspati is the spiritual master for the demigods. Bhrago Adi and the great Rishi like Bhragu, Sprishta Rajattama, they are not touched by the lower modes, passion and ignorance. Yasya hitam na vidhu sprishtaha maya, they are never touched by maya. Sattva pradhana, they are mostly in the mode of goodness, but they don't know what to speak of others. I am Indra, king of heaven, Nirti, Varunaha, Chandraha, moon god, Agni, Lord Shiva, Pavanaha, Lord Brahma, Surya, the sun god, the Vishwa, Vasu, and the 8 Vasus, the Sadhya, the Maruta, the Rudra, the Siddha, Marichi, and other great rishis generated in maintaining the departmental affairs of the universe, the best of the demigods headed by Brahaspati, and the great sages headed by Bhragu. All are certainly freed from influence of the 2 base material modes of nature, namely passion and ignorance. Nevertheless, although we are in the mode of goodness, we cannot understand the activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then to be said of others who under illusion merely speculate to know God? Srila Prabhupada writes, the man and other living entities within the cosmic manifestation are controlled by 3 modes of material nature. For the living entity is controlled by the base qualities of nature, passion and ignorance. There is no possibility of understanding God. Even those in the mode of goodness, like the many demigods and the great rishis described in these verses, cannot understand the activities of Supreme Personality of God. As said in Bhagavad Gita, one who is situated in devotional service. This what Prabhupada is now, he is going to the positive statement. The negative statement is already in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter. Na me vidhu surgana na maharishi hai. Aham adir devanam maharishinam cha sarvasa. Neither the demigod nor the rishis know me. This is in Bhagavad Gita. This is also in Bhagavad Gita. They don't know me. This is a positive side. Now, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, one who is situated in devotional service of Lord is transcendent to the material modes. Therefore, Lord personally says that no one can understand him but the bhaktas. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. And same thing Bhisham Dev has said also in Bhagavatam. Nahi yasya karaschita rajapuman veda vidishtam yaha vijnayaya yuktam uhyanti kavyopihi, O king. No one can know the plan of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered. No one therefore can understand God by speculative knowledge. Indeed, by speculation, one will be bewildered, muhyanti. This is also confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. Manushanam sahasreshu kasyati siddhanam kasyan mam veti tattvata. Among many thousand men, one can endeavor for perfection, and even among the siddhas, those who have already become perfect, only one who adopt the process of bhakti, devotional service, can surrender, understand me. Chakravarti Bhat writes these two verses which Srila Prabhupada has quoted. Lord is not only superior to me, but he is superior to everyone, including Brahma. Though we know everything, we do not know when and what the Lord will do. Itham means what he wants to do. This is said. Nahi asya karaschit. This is Bhisham Pitamaha's verse. Though we are not influenced by Raja and Tama, we are touched by Sattva, which is also Maya. We are in mode of goodness, but goodness is also Maya. Now the verse, no one can understand him. Verse number 16. Yam vai nagobhi manos manasaha asubhiva. Yam means whom, vai na, nobody. Gobhir means our knowledge acquiring senses. Manasa means mind. And manasa, asubhi means our working senses, 5. Vahirda means consciousness. Gira means words. Vasu brato vichakshate. Asu, brata, living entities. Vichakshate, they cannot know by all these things. Atmanam antar hriday santah atmanam, he is in everybody's heart, but though nobody knows him. And then the analogy is given. Chakshuhu yathaiva krityah tatha param. How? Eyes see everything, but the other limbs cannot see the eye. Translation. All the different limbs of the body cannot see the eyes. Hand cannot see the eye. Eye can see the hand. This is the one question I ask usually in some preaching. How people walk in your country? By what people walked in your country? By legs, no? This is a common answer people give. Can they walk without eyes? First they see, then so we walk by eyes, not by legs actually. Therefore, neta, leader is called neta, means he is the eye of the society. First we see, then we put our foot forward. How we see, how the people see in the world. The answer, common answer is by eyes. But this is not the right answer. If there is no light, even we cannot see ourselves. It's only the sun when rises, then we see everything. So there are some aspects which we have to see. So limbs cannot see the eyes. Similarly, the living entities cannot see the Supreme Lord who is situated as a super soul in everyone's heart. Not by senses, by mind, by life air, by thought within the heart, or by vibration of words can the living entity ascertain the real situation of Supreme Lord. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Although the different parts of the body do not have the power to see the eyes direct the movement of the body's different parts. The leg moves forward because the eyes sees what is in front of them, and the hand touches because the eyes see touchable entities. Similarly, even every living being acts according to the direction of the Super Soul, who is situated within the heart, as Lord himself confirmed Bhagavad Gita, Sarvascha Hriday Sanivishto, and also in Bhagavad Gita, Ishwar Sarvbhutanam Hirdeshe Arjun Tishtati. The living entity cannot do anything without the sanction of the Super Soul. The Super Soul is acting at every moment, but the living entity cannot understand the form and activities of the Super Soul by manipulating his senses. The example of eyes and the body limbs is very appropriate. If the limbs could see, they could walk forward without the help of eyes, but that is impossible. Although one can see the Super Soul in one's heart through the sensual activities, his direction is necessary. See, although one cannot see the Super Soul in the heart, though through sensual activities, his direction is necessary. We cannot see, but he can see us and direct us. So Chakravarti Pad writes, we cannot know him because he is beyond sense perception. Gobi means the knowledge sense. Manasa means by thought. Ashubhihi means by the action senses, which means hands, legs. Hrida means by consciousness without thought. Nirvikalpa. One does not know him by these means. He is the one soul situated in all souls. Similarly, forms, akritiya, cannot know the eye. The revealer is superior to the forms. Akritya, it reveals. This is a philosophy. Okay, we are going to verse number 17. तस्यात्म तंत्र्याः हरेर अधिष्ठुः परस्य मायाधपति महात्मनः प्रायेण दूता इह वै मनोरमा चरन्ति तदरूप गुण स्वभावा. Now the connection between these verses. Oh, you are speaking about Supreme Lord, that's good, but we are asking about who were those four persons. So now he is saying, Supreme Personality God is self-sufficient and fully independent. He is the master of everyone and everything, including illusory energy. He has his form, qualities and features, and similarly his order carriers, the Vaishnavas, who are very beautiful, possess bodily features, transcendental qualities, and a transcendental nature almost like his. They always wander within the world with full independence. Now this Chakravarti part, Srila Prabhupada's purport. Yamraj was describing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller, but the order carrier of Yamduta were eager to know about the Vishnu Duta, who had defeated them in their encounter with Ajamil. Yamraj therefore stated that Yamduta resembled the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the bodily feature, transcendental qualities and nature. In other words, Vishnu Dutas or Vaishnavas are almost as qualified as Supreme Lord. Yamaraj informed of Yamduta that the Vishnu Duta are no less powerful than Lord Vishnu. Since Vishnu is above Yamaraj, the Vishnu Duta are above Yamduta. Person protected by the Vishnu Duta therefore cannot be touched by Yamduta. Now Chakravarti Pad says, let the Supreme Lord be, we will not ask about him. Who are those persons who scalded us and protected the sinner? Prayana Manohara means very attractive. This implies that servant of Yam are not attractive. How they look like? They have a copper red eyes and raised hairs. This is a description in the first chapter. And when I speak in public, nowadays all the young boys, they put something and they keep their hairs up like this, Yamduta. You can see today's young boys are looking like Yamduta and also color their hair and variety is there. Verse number 18. Bhutani Vishnu Sura Pujitani Duradarsha Lingani Mahadbhutani Rakshanti Tad Bhakti Mataha Parebhyo Matascha Martyam Atha Sarvatascha. Bhutani Vishnu Sur Puja. These Vishnu Dutas are worshipped by demigods. Durdarsh, they cannot be seen. Lingani, their form is not easily seen. Mahadbhutani, they are extraordinarily beautiful and wonderful. Rakshanti, they protect. Tad Bhaktimat, those who are the devotees of the Lord. Parebhyo, from the other enemies. Matascha Martyam, and also Matascha Martyam, Mata, from me. From other living entities, from me, Yamaraj, and my order carriers, Cha. Mrityum, human beings, other Atha, Sarvata, and from everywhere. So, this is the position of Vishnu Duta. The order carrier Lord Vishnu, who are worshipped even by the demigods, possess wonderful bodily features exactly like those of Vishnu and are very rarely seen. The Vishnu Duta protect the devotees of the Lord from the hands of enemies, from envious person, and even from my jurisdiction, as well as from natural disturbances. This translation is very important for the devotees, really, that Vaishnava can give us protection. Srila Prabhupada writes, Yamaraj has scientifically described the qualities of Vishnu Duta, or specifically to convince his own servant not to be envious of them. Yamaraj warned Yamduta that Vishnu Duta are worshipped with respectful obeisance by demigods and are always very alert to protect the devotees of the Lord from the hands of the enemies, from natural disturbances, and from all dangerous conditions in this material world. Now Prabhupada is coming to practical application in our movement. Sometimes the member of Krishna conscious society are afraid of impending dangers of the world war and ask what would happen to them if a war would occur. In all kind of danger, they should be confident of their protection by Vishnu Dutas or Supreme God, or the Supreme Person of Godhead, as confirmed Bhagavad Gita, Konte Prajani Name Bhakta Pradashyati. Material danger is not meant for devotees. This is also confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Padam Padam Yad Vipadam Natesham. Brahmaji is saying, in this material world there are dangers at every step, but they are not meant for devotees who have fully surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord. So this purport is personal application. We should be really assured that Krishna or the Vaishnava will give us all protection from all odd circumstances and enemies. The pure devotee of the Lord Vishnu may rest assured of the Lord's protection. And as long as they are in this material world, they should fully engage in devotional service by preaching the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Sri Krishna, namely the Hare Krishna movement, of the Hare Krishna movement of Krishna consciousness. So this is the Prabhupada's mood, that you just preach the Mahaprabhu's and Krishna's message by congregation chanting of holy name and discussing Bhagavad Gita. You get assured, rest assured, you are protected in all circumstances. Oh fools, Yamaraj is telling to the Yamdut, oh fools, they are worshipped even by Devatas. You are not worshipped by anyone. Yamadutas are not worshipped by anyone. Everybody hates them. Right? Oh fools, they are worshipped by Devatas. You are not worshipped by anyone, and you have offended them. They protect the devotees from me. How low I am, that my servant has offended Vishnuduta.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is this protection by Vishnudutas happens during our life? Is it literal protection like guardian angels for devotees?
I think living devotee is most important. Prabhupada is saying Vaishnavas. And Krishna himself, through Vaishnavas, he may not come personally, but always through Vaishnavas he will protect. Again, the protection is of the soul, not of the body. Generally, when I see that Name Bhakta Pranashyanti, usually our devotional service will never be endangered by any natural circumstances or any other enemies, that they cannot do anything to our devotional service. Basically, the devotional service is protected by Krishna. I used to give example that Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj, though he has got so much bodily disturbance, but his consciousness and remembrance, all the verses and everything, his consciousness is more purified and more Krishna conscious. So Krishna has protected his devotion. So I see Radha Govind Maharaj, he has got some bodily problem, but his Bhagavatam and his move every day, going to Brij and seeing all the places, so his devotion is protected. So many devotees are serving him. They all are getting all the service, whatever Krishna is providing them, all the things. So this way the devotees are always protected.
Thank you.
I
Yes.
have another question, Prabhu.
Yes.
So what about this doubt? So yes, Krishna or Vishnu Buddhas, they will protect the devotee who is fully surrendered, but I'm not fully surrendered. So
Prem Manjari, the word is that.
apply to me?
Yeah, this simply, I think, sometimes these statements are so interesting that it appears so easy, but they are not so easy. Like Prabhupada said, anybody who distributes my books throughout their life will go back to Godhead. So throughout life is a very difficult word. Throughout life, he will go back to Godhead. Now here the wording is, pure devotees of Vishnu may rest assured that Lord's protection will be assured as long as they are in this material world. They would fully engage in devotional service by preaching. If they are engaged in preaching, then they get full protection. Other places, Prabhupada said 24 hours, those who are engaged in devotional service. So there is some trick is there in words also. Yes, rest assured, those who are doing bhakti vaibhav will all be protected. Is okay? Connection with previous verse. This is actually a purport of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The Yamduta might have asked, if they protect devotees, why are they favoring adharma, a religion? Yamaraj answered, how can fool like you understand truth about dharma? which even great sages cannot understand. Dharmam tu sakshad bhagavat pranitam. This is very famous, this line, quoted often by Srila Prabhupada. The dharma is given directly by Supreme Lord, not by anybody else. Na vai vido rishyo napi deva, neither the sages nor the demigods know that dharma. Na siddha mukhya asura manusya, perfected beings, great asuras means demonic people, manusya and the human beings, kuto no vidyadhar, and how the vidyadhar and charan can know. So nobody knows them the dharma which is given by God. Real religious principles are enacted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although fully situated in the mode of goodness, even the great rishis who occupy the topmost planets cannot ascertain the real religious principle. Nor can the demigods or the leaders of the Siddhalok, to say nothing of the asuras, ordinary human beings, Vidyadhara and Charna. Srila Prabhupada's purport. When challenged by Vishnu Duta to describe the principle of religion, the Yamduta said Veda Pranhito Dharma. The religious principle are principles enacted in Vedic literature. They do not know, however, the Vedic literature contains ritualistic ceremonies that are not transcendental but are meant to keep the peace and order among materialistic persons in the material world. Real religious principles are Nistraguniya, about the three modes of material nature, are transcendental. The Yamduta did not know these transcendental religious principles, and therefore, when prevented from arresting Ajamil, they were surprised. Materialistic reason who attach all their faith to Vedic rituals are described in Bhagavad Gita, wherein Krishna said, Veda Vada Rataha Parth na anya asti dhananjaya. Supposed, so-called, followers of the Vedas say that there is nothing beyond the Vedic ceremonies. Indeed, there is a group of men in the India who are very fond of Vedic rituals, not understanding the meaning of these rituals, which are intended to elevate on gradually to the transcendental platform of knowing Krishna, Vaidesh Sarveraham Vedyo. Those who do not know this principle but who simply attach their faith to the Vedic ritual are called Vedavada Rataha. Herein it is stated that the real religious principle is that which is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That principle is stated in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharman Parityajamam Sharanam Braja. One should give up all other duties and surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord. That is the real religious principle everyone should follow. Even though one follow Vedic scripture, one may not know the transcendental principle, for it is not known to everyone. To say nothing of the human beings, even the demigods in the upper planet system are unaware of it. This transcendental religious principle must be understood from Supreme Personality of Godhead directly or from His special representative as stated in the next verses. Chakravarti Pad writes only few lines. If they protect, same thing, if they protect the devotees, why are they favoring adharma? How can fools like you understand truth about dharma? Even great sages cannot understand. Verse number 21 of this session, 20 and 21. Soyambho Narado Shambho Kumaro Kapilo Manoho Prahlado Janako Bhishamo Bali Vyasaki Vayam Dvadasaite Vijanimo Dharmam Bhagavatam Bhata Goyam Vishuddham Dirbodham Yam Gyatavam Amritam Ashnuti. So Verse 20 has 12 names. They are called 12 Mahajans. Vayaha, Swayambhu Manu, Swayambhu Brahma, Narad, Shambhu, 4 Kumara, Kapil, Manu. This Manu is Swayambhu Manu. Prahlad, Janak, Bhisham, Bali Maharaj. Vyasiki means Sukdev Goswami. Vyasiki, Sukdev son of Vasudeva, Vyasdev. And Vayam means I, Yamraj. Dwadash Vijani, we 12 know. What? Dharma Bhagavatam Bhatta. Bhatta means my dear children, Yamduta. Guhyam, it is very confidential. Vishuddham is extremely pure. Durbodham is not easily understandable. Yama Gyatva, if you know that, Amritam Ashnoti, you will be liberated. Amritam Ashnoti. Somebody should read the translation by Srila Prabhupada.
Actively, Prabhuji. Lord Brahma, Bhagwan Narad, Lord Shiva, the 4 Kumaras, Lord Kapil, the son of Devati, Swayambhuva Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, grandfather Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami, and I myself know real religious principles. My dear servants, this transcendental religious principle, which is known as Bhagavata Dharma, or surrender unto the Supreme Lord and love for Him, is uncontaminated by the material modes of nature. It is very confidential and difficult for ordinary human beings to understand, but if by chance one fortunately understands it, he is immediately liberated, and thus he returns back home, back to Godhead.
So, Ashnoti, Amritam. Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes?
I have a small question. On what basis these Mahajans are listed? And is this a complete definitive list, or could
There are
we
ma-
include other personalities?
There are
as
many more. There are
Mahajans?
many more. There are many more. Yeah, there are 12 here as a Mahajan, but the Mahajans are many more. Ambarish is Mahajan. Ambarish, Parasar. I think there is some verse which says beyond these 12 there are many more. Yeah. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna referred to Bhagavad Dharma. Now, this is an interesting statement. Where is Bhagavad Dharma in Bhagavad Gita? Now you listen. As the most confidential religious principle, Sarva Gohyatmam, Gohyad Gohyatram, Krishna says to Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, I am explaining to you the most confidential religious, Sardharman Padijamam Ekam Sharanam Braja. So Srila Prabhupada is quoting 2 verses from 18th chapter, and he's saying this is Bhagavad Dharma in Bhagavad Gita. In 4th chapter, there is some mention of Bhagavad Dharma. 4th canto, Shari. I'm giving you a hint. Oh no, 4th canto, no. 4th canto, there is a Bhagavad Dharma. I'm just asking, I don't know. I had some other word. No, not in the 4th canto. It's in the 7th canto. When Prahlad Maharaj says, Komaram acharet dharman bhagavatam hiya, where the Bhagavad Dharma is said, is there. But yes, in the second chapter of the 1st canto, Srila Prabhupada gave the lectures in New Vrindavan, and then small book was printed. It's called Bhagavad Dharma. And particularly the verses discussed were Swakatha Krishna Sunata, Swakatha Krishna Punya Sarvan Kirana. So, say from 1617 up till this section is called Bhagavad Dharma. So Prabhupada gave the continuous lecture in New Vrindavan that is called Bhagavad Dharma in 1st canto. The real means the descriptive Bhagavad Dharma is in 11th Ketu, chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nimi Maharaj is listening to Nav Yogendra, and what they spoke is Bhagavad Dharma. So this is Bhagavad Dharma in Bhagavad Gita. Gives up all other duties and army. One may ask if this principle is very rarely दादा हैं क्या करना तुम्हारा करो Okay. One may ask, if this principle is very rarely understood, what is the use of it? In answer, Yamaraj stated here and that the religious principles are understandable if one follows the parampara system of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or four Kumaras, and the other standard authorities. There are 4 lines of disciplic succession. Prabhupada is speaking about the 4 Vaishnava Sampradaya: Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya, and Kumar Sampradaya. And then Prabhupada said, Sampradaya Vihina Mantra Nishphala. This is Padma Puran. Without the parampara, the mantra has no value. In the present day, there are many up-sampradayas, or sampradayas which are not bona fide, which have no link to the authoritative like Brahma, Shiva, Kumara, Lakshmi. People are misguided by such sampradaya. The Shastras say that being initiated in such a sampradaya is a useless waste of time, for it will never enable one to understand the real religious principles. Chakravarti Pad writes, if no one knows Dharma, then what is the proof of its existence? We know Dharma, but have not clearly indicated this in Smriti Shastra we have written. Why? It is secret. Because of being the supreme truth, it is established, but in a covered way. It is explained in the 9th chapter of Gita and later with Sarva Guhyatmam Bhuyaha Shrano Me, and most secret knowledge. This dharma is beyond guna. This dharma is beyond guna. Vishuddham. It is difficult to understand because it is not to be mentioned in the Smriti Shastra dealing with gunas, and because it is difficult to understand by a mind contaminated with faults like interpreting the meaning, arthavad, committed by people following karma. Now this next section, maybe tomorrow we start, no, now tomorrow not, but now Tuesday. Yamaraj glorifies process of chanting. In this section we will have real atonement, I think, from 22 to 30. Now we can discuss something.
Yes, Prabhu, what is the importance of Mahajans?
Mahajan gata yena sa pantha, follow the path traversed by the Mahajan. It says there are so many scriptures and there are so many rules and regulations, and every saint has, every muni has his own path. Therefore, the safe path is to follow the path laid by Mahajans. So in this purport, Srila Prabhupada simply tell us that anybody who follow the 4 Vaishnava Sampradaya, they are following Mahajan.
Prabhuji, one more question. when we said 12 people, like 12, Kumaras are counted as one, instead of them being four, right?
Right.
Counting of 12.
Yeah, Kumara means four Kumara together.
But the counting should have said then 15, but it actually just counts them as one. Right?
Generally, Kumara, they act as a one body, like Pracheta. Yeah, Prachetas are, how many? 9 Prachetas, but they married only one wife, Mrisha, and got the one son, Daksha.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Right, Kumara.
And why Lord Kapila is included into Mahajans? Because he is an incarnation of Lord. He is anyway transcendental.
Who?
Lord Kapila.
Kapila is there, no?
Yes, why is he included into these Mahajans? He is already transcendental. He is the Lord.
Oh, he is one of the Lord. Yeah, he is one incarnation of the Lord, but because he has given some instruction, so he is also Mahajan. All these 12 Mahajan has some teaching in our Bhagavatam. I was asking sometime that there should be some seminar, the teaching of 12 Mahajans. Teaching of Bhishma, teaching of Bali Maharaj, Kapil. So these 12 Mahajans teaching can be a separate seminar from Bhagavatam, based on Bhagavatam.
Prabhu, where is the source of this verse, Mahajano Yenagata Sapanta?
Mahabharata.
Mahabharata.
This is the last line of the verse. The earlier lines are, there are so many munis, and every muni has a different path. Therefore, only the safest way is to follow the Mahajan Yena Gata Sapanta. Mahabharata.
Prabhuji, out of 4 sampradayas, 3 sampradayas are mentioned in that Mahajans. However, Shri Sampradaya is not mentioned in there.
Well, 3 are Mahajans. Lakshmi is naturally the one who gives dharma. She is. Therefore, we said this is not only 12 Mahajans. There are many Mahajans. There are many Mahajans.
One more question, Prabhuji. Why does the Supreme Lord remain unseen by all?
Supreme Lord is not seen by everybody, though he is in everybody's heart. The analogy is given, the limbs cannot see the eyes. The eyes are in the body, but neither hands nor legs can see the eyes. So it means until and unless we are in the material world, it's not possible to see the Lord. Only we can, therefore Lord has appeared in a Archa Vigraha form that we can see with our material eyes, and serve him and transform ourselves like a iron put into the fire become iron. So when we become transcendently situated, then we can realize in the Archa Vigraha as a Supreme Lord. Same deity seen by the Mahabhagavat as a Supreme Lord, by new devotee as a deity. So there's a difference of the consciousness.
Prabhuji, the question is why? Why does the Supreme Lord remain unseen by all? That's the question. Why is intriguing?
It needs eligibility. Like president, you cannot meet the president if you are not qualified to meet him. The prime minister of the country is not easily approachable, so what to speak of Supreme Lord? We have a president, but only few people who have some eligibility, they can go and meet him, not everybody. Because there's a qualification needed, and the qualification is devotion. And the devotees are very less. This is the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami, that among the living entities, moving and non-moving you forget, only moving. Among the moving, some are in the sky, some are in the ocean. On the earth, among the earth, Forget everything. Human is the only small in number. Now among the human, half are non-believer in God, but half are believer in God. Those half who believe in God, mostly people are karmi, and among the millions of karmi, hardly there is a one jnani, and among 10 millions of jnani, there is hardly one liberated. Among 10 millions of liberated, hardly there is one Krishna Bhakt. And that one Krishna Bhakta, by mercy of Krishna, come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master and start devotional service. So that is so rare. So therefore it's not seen by everybody, though he is in everybody's heart.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
There was a point I think, reading the day before in the 4th canto, the Maharaj Prithu saying that he was dependent on Lord Adokshaja. I think it was text 10 or something. And Srila Prabhupada explaining the word Adokshaja, that the Lord is beyond the mind, words, and senses. And even though the Lord may be in front of you, you may not see him as the Lord. That's the meaning of Adokshaja. And I was reflecting on the point that Duryodhan, he could see the Lord, but he couldn't see the Lord.
There's a one good meaning of
Because he's
Adokshaja.
beyond, yeah.
One meaning of Adokshaja in 10th canto is one who lie down under the cart. Krishna is Adokshaja. He was lying. Ado means below. Kshaja means cart. So Krishna is also called Adokshaja. I can elaborate on what you are saying, Advaita. When Krishna was on this planet, how many people accepted him as Supreme Personality of Godhead?
Yeah, that's the point I was thinking, I was making, because like Duryodhana saw him, but he never saw him.
What
He could even see
Duryodhana?
him in front of him because he
So
was beyond
many
the
people.
understanding of his mind and senses.
Hardly 5 Pandavas, Bhisham, and maybe few other people knew him, and other people say he's just an ordinary person. When God was among them, they were not able to recognize him. So what to speak of? If God comes before us, how can we recognize him? Know him. There's an eligibility on the part of a devotee and also the mercy of the Lord. So God is seen only by the mercy of God and the devotee's enthusiasm and purity. God is easily available in the temple in the Archambagira farm. You just follow that, and one day that will reveal to you everybody. So for practical purpose, every devotee must have one presiding deity of
Recording stopped.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Recording in progress.
Hare Krishna. So all of a sudden connection disconnected, because this is like that. You are about to see God and then the connection disappeared.
In Bhagavad Gita, right, in chapter 11, it says, Bhaktyatavananyaya Shakya. Evam Vidorjuna, I can only be known.
Gyatum drishtum praveshtum cha parantapa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I wanted some clarification. Like the Lord, our Lord Krishna's walking in in Hastinapur, going to Dwarka, coming here and doing all these. And then they're relating to him, Kunti, Yudhishthir, and Vidura, and so on and so forth. They're relating to him as a relative. So for them to be able to act with him on the platform of, for example, Kunti Devi treats Krishna as his, nephew, and and he calls Kunti Devi Bua, you know. So it's like, how is that possible unless he's a Dokshaja? That's what I was reflecting. That means that he covers it. He covers his true identity.
Naham
So that they can
prakashati
relate.
sarvasya, naham prakashati sarvasya yoga maya samavrta. This is the verse from the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I am not manifesting to everyone. I am covered by yoga maya. Because people are covered by Mahamaya, therefore they cannot see me, though I am in front of them. There's a curtain of Maya. And there the question is, they cannot see you, but can you see you? Yes, yes, I can see them. But they cannot see me. Janami, I know past, present and future, everything. They don't know. The 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita says, nobody knows me, because I am covered by the Maya. Naham prakashati sarvasya yoga maya samavita. Mudho nabi janati lokom mam ajam avyayam.
But then when Kunti Devi starts to make her beautiful prayers, then she starts describing the Supreme Lord. So then at that point, he's seen, and that's Krishna's wants her to see him like that, right?
Kunti Maharani was a Vatsalya devotee with Aishwarya mixed. Because sometimes she was bewildered by Aishwarya and his Madhurya was very hidden. And sometimes the real Vatsalya manifest.
So when the Ashwarya is there, then he's hidden.
Then
More or
he's hidden. He cannot be seen as.
He's real mystic. Thank you.
Prabhupada said, Asito Devalo Vyasa, then he says, all the 4 Sampradaya head, and then he said, Bhakti Siddhanta, they all know Krishna. They have seen Krishna. He said, Prabhupada sometimes claim like that they have seen. But they never say we have seen. The one who has seen will never say I have seen. The one who say I have seen will never has never seen. After seeing Krishna, he will not see anything else. He will close his eyes and just be Sandranand Visheshatma. He will be completely drowned in the ocean of bliss. This material world for him is a fig, Prabhupada, useless. Nothing. But every devotee has experience of hand of Krishna in our devotional life. Therefore, we are able to continue devotional life. We may not see Krishna personally, but we can see his hand or in some ecstasy during kirtan, during darshan, or during honoring some particular day, particular prasad. Everybody has some experience. Again, my God.